Welcome to Take the Bible as it Reads with Gilly. I hope this video blesses you. Matthew chapter 16 verses 13 to 18. When Jesus came into the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" So they said, "Some say John the Baptist, some Elijah, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter answered, and said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus answered, and said to him, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father, who is in heaven. And I also say to you, that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it." It was in the last retreat that Jesus had with his 12 disciples, when he asked his disciples the most soul-searching question ever asked. "Who do you say that I am?" He received from Peter one of the most insightful answers ever given. "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." So profound was this answer that Jesus declared, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven." Did Peter really understand what he was saying? Could he really appreciate the depths to which this testimony went? Peter not only testified that Jesus was the Messiah, but his last phrase, "the Son of the living God," leaves the mind in a state of shock. What was it that caused Peter to make such a confession? Peter had never met a man like Jesus yet. The things that Jesus did left Peter amazed. Peter was keeping company with a man who could speak to the waves and the wind, and they obey him, and who walked on water. Peter actually saw Jesus take 7 loaves and a few fish and feed over 4,000 people. He saw a woman healed by just touching the garment of the Master. Peter witnessed the blind given sight, the dumb speak, and deaf begin to hear. And he witnessed the dead raised to life. There is a great lesson in Matthew chapter 16 verses 13 to 18, in that it shows that who we believe Jesus is matters. There is something that every believer absolutely must believe about Jesus Christ. It is the same confession that Peter made, that Jesus is indeed the Son of the living God. The Apostle John makes some very important statements. In 1 John chapter 4 verse 15, John states, "Whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God." This is amazing. John tells us that if we confess that Jesus is the Son of God, then God the Father abides in us. And in 1 John chapter 5 verse 5 John states, "Who is he who overcomes the world, but he who believes that Jesus is the Son of God?" This is also amazing. John tells us that the people who overcomes the world are those that believe that Jesus is the Son of God. John recorded 7 miracles which he called signs in the Gospel of John, and he tells why he recorded the 7 specific signs in John chapter 20 verses 30 to 31. And truly Jesus did many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing you may have life in his name. John tells us that he wrote the 7 miracles in the Gospel of John so that we can believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. Those who believe that the sonship of Jesus is a role play, a metaphor, a title, an illustration, or anything else that is not real, do not know Jesus. After Jesus asked Peter, "Who do you say that I am?" Jesus does not tell Peter that he was wrong when Peter said that, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Then, Jesus confirms that God the Father believes this foundational truth by telling Peter that it was God the Father who revealed this information to Peter. Jesus being the Christ, the Son of the living God, is what Christianity is built upon. The Bible gives the testimony of the disciples, the testimony of John the Baptist, the testimony of God the Father himself. Even the demons gave testimony that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Will you also testify to this great truth? I hope you were blessed by this video.